Well, good morning, folks. Welcome to the QT Bible Study with Steve Levitt. I am Steve Levitt. This is the live Quiet Time Bible Study we do here every morning at 6:30 Mountain Standard Time, 7:30 Central. Model T Ford, beautiful. Some of the prettiest ones I've ever seen. So we are driving this morning, as you can tell. We were up at 4. Marty, I think, was up at 2:30.
Yes.
We left Breckenridge, Colorado at 4 o'clock this morning, headed south. It's just too cold up there in Colorado. We needed to get to some warm climate. So we're leaving we were freezing loading the car this morning. It was so cold. Oh man, no. We are headed south where I believe it's supposed to be 106 degrees in South Texas today. Don't know what we're thinking. We're driving through Colorado Springs right now. I am staring at Pikes Peak right in front of me, right there. You got Pikes Peak right in front of me. The Rocky Mountains running down here, Green Mountain to the left, and I am grieving already leaving this. I'm not ready to leave this, but we got things we need to take care of in Texas. So we're headed to Texas. Hopefully, we'll have good reception to do a little Bible study this morning. Yeah, for sure. Texas will make you forget about the cold really quick. Yeah, I know you guys have suffered all summer in the heat, and we have not. But we're about to go get her done. That's new. Well, y'all want to do a little Bible study? Y'all ready? Mountains are pretty to look at, but I'm ready to see what the cows. Oh, you guys are ready for Bible study to see the cows? I can't see your name, whoever said that. The mountains are pretty. Yeah, we'll see. We may drive it all the way today. We don't know for sure if we're going to drive all the way. That would put us home about midnight tonight, or even a little later. And Marty says she needs a dog. So I don't know if we're going to stay the night somewhere on the way or drive it all the way. We'll see. But anyway, either way, either tomorrow morning or Monday morning, we'll be back. Hang on. Sorry, Instagram. You got dumped. We'll just see how it goes. Who knows where we'll be? That's kind of the way this Bible study goes. You just don't know what you're going to get next. Let's look at Luke chapter 22, verse 47. Luke 22, verse 47 is the arrest of Jesus Christ. Whenever he was arrested in the garden. Remember, he was in the garden and they were praying yesterday, we read. And Jesus was praying and prayed, "Your will, not my own," right?
Did you turn on YouTube?
He says, YouTube's on. Where Jesus says this amazing line of, "Take this cup from me." And Jesus knew the cup was, they're coming right now down the road to get me. Take this cup from me, but yet, Lord, your will, not my own. What an amazing, amazing way to think about how God's will acts in our life, right? Your will, not my own. So that's what's about to happen yesterday whenever we were reading that. And today we're going to read in verse 47, Luke 22, verse 47, where it happens. All right? So let's see if I can set up a little bit more. By the way, bow, 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 bow. You guys should see our car. You know, while I was in Colorado, we acquired a few more things, and I got a rack on the back of the car. I mean, there is not an ounce of space left in the back of our vehicle, and I had to get one of those little things you slide into the hitch to put some more stuff on the back. So it's pretty crazy. Sarah, by the way, if you're watching, Sarah, we need a report on how much we raised for the Kenya playground set. So we'll try to get y'all a report to see how much we raised and see how much we have left by Marty hiking up 14,000 foot mountains. Here we go. Luke chapter 22, verse 47. While he, Jesus, was still speaking to his disciples, behold, a multitude came. I can't read. A multitude came, and the one called Judas, one of the 12, was preceding them, and he approached Jesus to kiss him. Picture the scene here, this idea of almost like family. The betrayer, the family, the family is all there for Christmas, about to open presents, and one of the brothers of all the siblings shows up with the police claiming that there's drugs in your home and the police need to arrest everybody. And he's one of your own, he was your brother, right? Who does that? It would be such, and it's a lie. It would be such a feeling of betrayal. Judas had been 3 years with Jesus, 3 years with Peter and John and James and Bartholomew, all the disciples, and now Judas is on the other team, and he's bringing a team of people. Can you imagine Judas, who had watched Jesus heal the sick and preach hope and joy, and Judas knew, he saw, he watched, he experienced God's work, and yet he was willing to join the enemy to come and arrest Jesus. There's nothing about that makes sense to me. The only thing that can make any sense is what we already read, is that Judas, filled with Satan, became the betrayer. This is the power of Satan, to take something so obvious and so truthful, flip it around, and make him really, I'm assuming, just out of his head, completely unable to think about it. So Judas shows up and kisses him on the cheek, which we had already said or understood. Can you flip that forward a little bit further, Marty?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, you're good. You're good. They had already decided that Judas had told them, the person I kiss will be the one to arrest. I don't get that either. They knew who Jesus was. I don't think that it was any secret. I don't understand why that needed to happen either. And there is the whole debate on whether or not Judas was saved or not. Go ahead.
just like nighttime when they went doubting, maybe they couldn't see.
Marty says she thinks it was nighttime and maybe they couldn't see. Lots of speculation there. All right, verse 40, verse 48. So he approached and he kissed Jesus, Judas did. But Jesus said to him, Judas, you are betraying the Son of Man with a kiss. That is the dagger in the heart. He looks him in the eye. He looks him in the eyes. Judas, you are betraying the Son of Man, God. You, the Messiah, the Christ who had been predicted all through history and time, the most notorious, sought after human in all of human history, the Son of Man. You, Judas, are betraying him. We know later Judas went out and hung himself in I'm assuming sorrow, repentance, remorse, guilt, shame, because of this. Pretty dramatic. This is a pretty dramatic moment in time. Also, we assume what was that? We're going this way. There was a pink horse trailer, old, nasty, beat up horse trailer on the side of the road pointing that way. I'm assuming it probably come unattached and just, what was that? That was, and it was pink. I'd love to know the story of what that was. Judas was not his friend. You kiss somebody that's your friend, the Jewish tradition. Hi, friend. Hi, brother. Hi, fellow person I care about. I greet you with a kiss. Judas greets the kid. He is not his friend, unfortunately. When those who were around him, verse 49, saw what was going to happen, they said, Lord, shall we strike with the sword? Remember, Jesus said, bring a sword. So we know that this is Peter, by the way. Impulsive, reactive, act before you think Peter. Act before you think Peter. We just hit traffic and had to slow it really fast. But you have to love this about Peter, right? You have to love this about him. The guy he's just sold out. He's all in. Draw his sword. I'll defend you. He doesn't think about if it's a good idea or not. He doesn't think about, gosh, am I going to offend anybody? He doesn't think about the ramifications or the consequences. He doesn't think about if weighing the cost of what he's doing there. He just does for the Lord. He's sold out for God, and he just goes and does. How many times should you have just been obedient instead of calculating the risk of doing something for God? That giving that you gave, or that service that you did, or that help, the somebody who needs something for, did you think about it for a long time, or did you just go and do and stop thinking about it, stop trying to be a firstborn and calculate everything, just go, just draw your sword and march. I wished I was more like Peter like that sometimes. Yeah, there's lots of, between the points, whoever you are, there is lots of TikTok over on YouTube. All right. And a certain one of them, that would be Peter, verse 50, struck the slave of the high priest and cut off his right ear. Now, by the way, if I'm Peter and these folks came and Peter says, I'll defend you, Jesus, I'd have probably cut Judas's head off. I don't know why he cut the ear off of the slave guy. Don't worry about him. I'm going after Judas, the betrayer. I'm going after the guy who probably deserves. These other guys are just doing their job. These other guys are just there being policemen doing their job. There was one guy that's guilty in this whole thing, and that's Judas. Why didn't Peter just behead him right in that moment? I don't know why, but I guess it's a God thing. But anyway, so Peter draws his sword against Jesus's desires. He must be a bad shot too. Do you think he meant to cut off an ear? I don't think so. I think he just was swinging, and maybe he's a bad shot and caught an ear instead of a head. I don't know what happened there. But it wasn't what Jesus wanted. Peter is thinking, I need to stop what's happening. Jesus had just been telling them, guys, I'm going to be arrested. I'm going to be beaten. I'm going to die, and I'm going to rise again. Jesus had already told them what was happening, and Peter just wasn't thinking or believing or wanting the things to go down the way Jesus had already said it was going to go down. This isn't rocket science, Peter. I told you I'm going to be arrested, and I am willingly going to be arrested. I'm doing this because I want to go die on the cross for your sins. I'm doing this because I'm allowing this to happen. This is my decision. This is me making this happen. This isn't something I'm going to try to resist or not allow to happen. Peter just didn't understand the program. Peter wouldn't want to accept it. Yeah, I do think Peter probably did give in to his flesh in this moment. Well, Jesus, being Jesus, brought peace and order and restoration back to the moment. Verse 51. But Jesus answered and said, stop, no more of this. And he touched his ear and he healed it. Basically, picked his ear back up off the ground. I wonder if he cleaned it up, if it had dirt on it. Picked his ear off the ground, stuck it back on his head, and did another miracle. A miracle. Jesus was performing miracles as they were arresting him. And again, what is Judas thinking? I just betrayed the guy that can stick an ear back on a head and make a miracle happen. What am I thinking? Right? Yeah, I do think fear did take over for Peter in that moment, but I just am more thinking about the temperature in the air, the attitude in the air. Everybody knows Jesus just stuck an ear on it, and yet this is the guy we're arresting to try to get rid of him. The guy that can do stuff like that, the Son of Man, God Himself. And I still think that this is me sometimes whenever I may not be trusting God to take care of things. You mean I don't want to trust God who created the universe, who healed the lame, who died on the cross and rose from the dead, who turned water into wine? Why would I want to trust Him? Why would I not want to surrender my life to Him? It doesn't make sense, much like this story doesn't make sense. It just reminds me I've got to completely trust, and I believe this is true, by the way. I believe the Bible. I think the Bible's real and true. And so if it is, why would I not trust the guy that can put an ear back on somebody's head, die, and then rise again from the dead? I have got to trust him. Yeah, I don't know where everyone is, all the Facebook people are today. I'm not sure what's going on. Verse 52. And Jesus said to the chief priests and officers of the temple and the elders who had come against him, have you come out with swords and clubs as against a robber? While I was with you daily in the temple, you did not lay hands on me, but this hour and the power, instead you laid hands on me this hour, and the power of darkness are yours. So it was dark, it was nighttime, and he's saying that the fact that you're coming now in the dark, in secret, away from everybody, where nobody can see what you're doing, describes your heart. It is dark outside, but it is dark in your soul because you're doing things in the darkness. And Jesus said in another place, what you do in the dark will be shown in the light. And he's just one more time telling them, this is why I have to die on the cross, because of the darkness of your heart, because of the deception of your heart. And Jews, leaders, he's saying to them, you're choosing darkness. Well, I'd like to say it's just them, but I choose darkness at times. I allow sin in my life. I don't trust God when I should sometimes. Um, so many things we can learn from this story of Judas and Peter and Jesus. And we're going to see tomorrow the, the true darkness and capabilities of one's heart. We'll look at tomorrow as they tried and beat Jesus. All right. I hope today's been an encouragement to you. I know I'm not very focused and it's traveling and all that other stuff. It's the best I can do though. We're doing everything we can and never miss a day on the Bible study. So, Shema today a little bit, but I'm glad you're here. I hope it was a blessing to you. Uh, let me pray for you guys and we'll wrap up for today. Lord, thank you for today, for loving us. Thank you that, um, Lord, even in our darkness, you still love us, forgive us, save us. Lord, help us not to be deceitful and blind. Lord, I do pray we could be like Peter, not always thinking, just being obedient, what we think is obedient even. Lord, but also help us not be like Peter and act in fear and worry and stress. Um, Lord, and certainly help us not to allow our soul to be darkened by Satan. And for anyone out there who is being ruled and lived, guided by Satan, Lord, I pray that you would come into their life, save their soul, and give them freedom, hope, and sunshine instead of darkness. Thanks for loving us. For by anybody going, hey, Papa Nick, Steph got her toes stepped on today. All right. Um, you bet, Handel. You're welcome. Thank you. Showed up today, Steve. So blessed. All right, Pam, you're welcome. Hey, Debbie, thank you. We will be careful. Safe travels. Yep. Thank you, Caitlin. Joseph, appreciate you. All right, Nikki, you have a good day too. Jennifer says you're doing great, Steve. Safe travels. We're coming home. Yep. All right. I hope y'all have a super terrific, great day. Thanks for tolerating the less than idea Bible study this morning setting, but it's all good. Have a great day. Instagram, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Boink, boink, boink. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You guys have a great day. Keep on. Watch out for pink horse trailers, Peter says. Funniest thing. Yeah. All right. Keep on keeping on. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.